So a lot of people ask me where the brush goes when we haul it off on a lot. Well, it comes to a brush landfill like this. That's some that was just dumped out because it's too wet to get back here. But he's separating it out, and this is how it works. He separates out the logs and stuff. That'll be ground up for mulch. As you can see, all the hardwood stuff will either be hardwood mulch and or firewood, and he's got a firewood processor over there. So it's a lot to it once it gets here as far as separating everything out. As you can tell, he's pulling the logs out because it comes like that, load of brush, and he's got to rake it out with the loader, the excavator, or he's got a stump splitter on this machine. Right now he's just trying to lay it back so that it'll dry out some. You can tell it's just as wet as it is everywhere else. But what he'll do is he'll go and rake everything around and get all the dirt out of it so that when the grinder gets here, he can easily grind everything up. That was my pine tree.
Who brought all this dirt in here?
I think that was mine. I remember taking it down. It was so wet I didn't even want to get out there with a chainsaw. That's why the stump's still attached to that one. He said he needs a machine about twice that size. We'll go over here and see what it'll do on a big piece of wood. So pretty much the big logs like that has got to be split up before they can be processed through the grinder. He said to heck with that other piece. Need one of those on about a 400 size machine.
That's what I got to do to that big one.
That's a gum tree too, so it's a pretty stringy wood as it is. A pine tree probably would have split. Like all those stumps, see how he's got to sit there and break them apart, get all the dirt off of them. Because dirt in a grinder don't work too well. So I'm done screening dirt here. It's rained about another 6 inches and it's just wet and muddy, and he's got about all he needs for now. So I'm gonna fold the screener up and clean off the excavator. That's gonna go back to my house. I got a few things to do before doing a couple more projects with it. And there's a chance the screener might be going to another project where I'll just be using their equipment to screen. I don't know how many thousands of yards of dirt they got, but might get started on it, but I won't know, find out that till the first of the week. So that being said, I'm getting this cleaned up. Truck should be here in about an hour. Well, I got the excavator back here to the house. I'm going to drain the radiator out on it and change the antifreeze and flush it out. Put some cleaner in there. I had it started running a little bit warm on me when I was working all day the other day, and of course it was pretty hot and humid. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I don't like stuff to be not right, so I'm gonna see if I can't drain this out. I found it's got a little drain valve on it down here. I don't know exactly how much crud's gonna come out that little hole, but I'm gonna drain it out and see. I'm gonna go get some flush and some new antifreeze. Fill it up, let it run for a little while, and drain it out and kind of see how much crud comes out of it. I've washed the radiator out pretty good with a water hose, and on my last project he helped me get in there and clean it out. There's a lot of dust and dirt in there. I think I need to go open the cap up and it'll drain a little better. Let's go open the cap up. I just drove it down here, so it's probably a little bit warm from the road, or a lot warm. Ooh, I can hear it coming out, so hopefully I don't have pressure on it. This is kind of a do not do right here. That's the last thing you want to do, is get scalded with hot antifreeze. Let it vent there for a second. It's definitely coming out good though. Alright, good. Whew. It's toasty. It's green, but it's a little nasty looking. I think a good flush isn't going to hurt anything. It's a good start with. So I got all the antifreeze drained out of it, about 4 gallons or so. I'm going to fill it back up with water. I went and got some new antifreeze and some flush. So I'm going to fill it back up with water and let it run for a minute, like the jug says, about 10 minutes, and then drain that out. Fill it back up with water and put this in there and let it run for 3 to 6 hours. So I got some stuff I'm going to do around here with the farm with it. I'll run it, and then tomorrow I'll drain it out. See what all crud comes out of there. We'll fill it up and let it run for a minute. See what kind of mess comes out now. Well, I folded the thumb down. I've been letting it run for about 10 minutes. About 3/4 throttle with the heat on. I bet it is horribly hot in here now. Oh, and it is. Let's cut that off. That way it'd flush out the heater core. The idle down a second. We'll go drain it out into a clean bucket and see how much crud comes out. And I'll fill it back up with that cleaner and water. Let it run and go use it for a few hours. Let me get me a clean bucket. Let's see if I can get this opened up without hot water spraying all over me. Let that drain a second. I'll go take the cap off and let it run on out. Considering I only put clear water in there, it's still coming out pretty green and dirty. Well, I'll flush it again. Right, I probably filled it halfway full with water. I got the drain valve shut off. I'm going to dump this cleaner in here and finish filling it up with water. And then it's got to be used a fair amount. Doesn't have to be used all at once. But I'll go run it for an hour or so, knock some trees down. I'm working on some fence lines here at the house, so it's a little wet, but I can at least get a little something started. Nothing left in there. Get the water hose. I got it right here. Alright, I'm going to put the cap back on. Now run this for a little while. And I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. Hopefully I'll run it enough where I can drain it out tomorrow. I'd love to see the crud that comes out of it. It's probably never been done, along with a lot of stuff on this machine. But I'm getting her put back together. And she's a work in progress. Alright, so I got the excavator. I'm going to use it some. Right up there is where the fence line stops on the farm for the property line. It goes up there about another 50-75 feet to the corner, but I'm not going to clear that far because I want a nice buffer behind those houses. But it stops about 20 feet, and I wasn't planning on originally fencing this in, but I'm going to go ahead and clear this back and run the fence down to right there to those. I don't know if you can see that string line or not, but the new neighbors from the city are a little territorial on their little plot of land there and don't want me to touch it, so I'm going to put up a fence. Nothing like a good durable fence to build a good relationship with the neighbors. So I'm going to clear these mimosa trees back and get that where I can do a straight shot across and then down their line over there. So that didn't take too long to clear that corner off. I need to move that little rock pile. But I've got a pile of brush here. I'll just let this dry out one day, month or so, it'll be dry enough. I'll burn it down. It won't take but about an hour or so. No need to have to move it around. I'll tear up the field more driving around, and I don't really have nothing to haul it either on. So I'll just pile it up right there, burn it. I'm going to move this dirt around a little bit and then start on the other side. So I knocked some trees down here yesterday with the excavator at the front of the farm, and it's not really enough to burn right here to be able to burn up that big stump. So I'm going to load it onto the trailer with the excavator and take it to the back of the farm and dump it in a burn pile there. Doesn't have to look pretty, just got to haul it. road with that, but almost a dump truck load of brush on the trailer. I'll come up here when this dries out. It's all mud right now and rake that. But at least that big pile's gone. I didn't think I'd get it all in one load, but I was determined. All right, well, I'm gonna take it down there, and I don't need the backhoe or the excavator that far back in the farm, so I'm just going to push it off with the backhoe. Well, it made it back here. Let's take the backhoe and push it off. Hopefully it should just kind of roll right off and I can pull the trailer forward. Set you up here on the post. Elvis, don't eat my camera. Well, that worked well. Not too bad when you only got 2 sticks to pick up. All right, well, I got one more tree to go take down. I'll throw that on here, come back down here and push that up into the burn pile. Well, it's taken me over a week to run this thing enough to get the hours on it. It needed to get the radiator flushed real good. Long enough where the grass already died where I spilled some last time. But here we are with a bucket. And I've just run this thing so it's fairly warm. Hopefully I can do this without getting boiling hot water on me. Any minute now. There we go. Shouldn't much come out until I... Okay, maybe so. I lied. It's got pressure on it. Let's see how much junk comes out. It said run it at least 3 hours, and I've burned almost a half a tank of fuel out of it, so. That was pure water I put in there, and I flushed it before till it was clean. Pure water and that cleaner that I put in there, it was clear too, so looks like some good junk coming out of there. But I'll drain this, flush it out, and fill it back up with some antifreeze and water. Alright, that's the last of it. I'm not exactly sure what this stuff right here is. It's almost like a grease. I don't know if that was the cleaner that I put in there. I don't know. I'm gonna go get rid of that, and I'm gonna flush out the radiator with the water hose and see what else comes out. Then fill it back up with antifreeze. So I took the drain plug all the way out, put the water hose in there. That's probably mud coming out of the undercarriage panel up there, but it's flushing it out good. Let that run for a minute. Flush whatever it's going to flush out. And one water.